Good day and welcome back to Coach Rick. In today's video we are going to be going through a bowling game plan. This is something we feel that every bowler might need to go through before they go into a game situation and even in a practice situation to help them improve and sort of have a plan to go towards and something they have that if they're in trouble they can work towards as well. I think the most important thing to start off with is trying to identify what sort of bowler you are. We're not talking about whether you're a seam or a spinner, talking about whether you see yourself as more of a wicket taking option, so a bit more aggressive, or more of a constricting bowler where you keep the run rate down and sort of build pressure for the whole team. The problem in some teams is that too many bowlers want to take wickets, or there are too many bowlers that constrict, and then when they work in tandem it doesn't work out too well. Some guys need to build pressure and then other guys can take advantage. It can change from game to game depending on conditions. Important thing to realize is that your most important delivery as a bowler is always going to be your stock delivery. It's a delivery that you feel best and most comfortable bowling, and you can hit it 8 or 9 times out of 10, working towards trying to bowl it there every single time that you release it. Going forward, it is important to be able to identify how the conditions are going to assist or hinder what you are trying to accomplish. For instance, on a fast bouncy pitch, your length will be nice and hard, trying to hit hard back of a length and have a lot of fielders behind the bat to catch the ball. At the same time, your entire field is going to move a little bit squarer to protect you from being hit through the gap square where the ball bounces onto the bat. If you get a lower or slower deck, all of a sudden your catching fielders become a little bit more in front of the wicket because players might play a bit early and pop into the spaces in front. So taking in the pitch conditions and the overhead conditions is really important. Knowing where the ball is going to swing, spin, bounce, stay low can all contribute towards the best game plan that you can have. Once you have decided what the conditions are going to help or hinder you with, you then try and work out what a batsman's strengths and weaknesses are. As a bowler, you're always trying to get the batsman out. So most times you'll go after a batsman's weakness, but sometimes you can work after a batsman's strengths because you know what he's going to do in that situation. If a guy likes to pull a lot, I'm thinking of Tim Payne in international cricket, he has been bounced out a lot by teams because he's a little bit too aggressive on the pull and doesn't always have full control of it, and then he gets caught a deep square. I think quite a lot of his wickets in the last few test matches he played was to the short ball, which is a perceived strength of his. Once you have decided all of this, it's important to know what adjustments in line and length you have to make to certain batsmen and certain conditions. Working towards one channel and making a batsman play towards only 3 of the 4 quadrants on the field. If we look here, we can see we've separated into 4 quadrants. If you can control 3 quadrants with fielders and really force batsmen to go out of their comfort zone to play into the 4th quadrant, it's so much easier to control where the ball is actually going to go in the field. If the batsman hits you into a quadrant that you don't have protected but you've bowled to your game plan, it's a really good shot. And a batter is always allowed to play a good shot. But at the same time, he might make a mistake in trying to dominate you in a way to make you go more to his strength again. So you are on top of that battle. Important to realize as well is that we don't try and rush ourselves into bowling a variation, whether it be a change in length or a slower ball. It's important that you earn the right to make the batsman have to force something once you have worked hard over one plan. But at the same time, if you have beaten the batsman 5 or 6 times out of 6, there's no need to change anything. The batsman's already struggling, you don't change anything to sort of give him an opportunity to score from there. We at Coach Crick firmly believe, as a general rule, the team that stays the calmest for the longest generally has the inside track on how a result in a game is going to go. So if you can stay calm within your plan, even if things aren't going perfectly right, it will be fine. There is generally more time than what you think, so you have the time to sort of regroup and get it going again. But if you lose your head early on, you're never going to be able to sort of readjust and get back into the game from there. Then you're relying on the other team to make mistakes instead of backing your own skills to make things happen. In conclusion, we feel that it is important to back your stock delivery early. Though, I did hear Shane Warne once say that at the start of his spell, in his first over, he'd use that over to try and find what pace and what flight would work best on the pitch. Obviously, he is a leg spinner, but for a seamer, you can do the same. It is important to realize that each batsman is going to have a different skill set and look to you in different areas. So it's important to try and assess where they are going to try and attack you and defend you, and then work from there. So trying to work out his strengths and weaknesses. Be careful not to try and adjust too early to go into a slow ball. Earn that right. Force batsmen to then have to chase after it. At the same time, don't be scared to vary some things to try and change the game, but at the same time still work it within your game plan. because if you can work a batsman hitting into certain areas for long periods of time, you can control the game. Last thing is just stay calm. Stay as calm as you can and keep working towards a game plan. If it fails, it fails. It's the only way we are going to learn, and do it in every single practice that you can, because as soon as it becomes comfortable there, it will be comfortable in a match situation. Thank you for watching this video. If you found any of the information useful, please leave a comment below. Also, please let us know if there's anything else you feel could be added to a bowling game plan to make it even better. And then also leave a like and subscribe and hit that bell notification so that you get the content as it releases.